betting autonomous driving could be the next transportation revolution. Suranjana Tiwari, BBC News, Beijing.
Now to Paris, where lavish fashion, famous faces, a lot of feathers are taking centre stage at the Haute Couture Week. The event, which happens twice a year, showcases custom-fitted, made-by-hand designs by an exclusive selection of fashion houses. Millions are spent on the extravagant pieces by the world's top designers. But who buys them? Well, let's talk to fashion writer and historian Robert Ossant. Welcome to BBC News, Robert. So, as we've just mentioned, millions is spent on these collections that will be on display. Talk us through the business case.
So haute couture is well established. We're talking going back to the early 19th century, but it was in 1945 that it became kind of legally enshrined as a status of fashion. If you want to say you're haute couture, you have to work to a certain level to say you're haute couture, and that's the case in France this week. The business case for it used to be that they would simply sell the dresses and they would make money like any normal business. However, that has changed. Now it's pretty much more of a marketing ploy. There are a handful of genuine haute couture designers who are still operating by just selling haute couture ready-to-made gowns to a handful of global customers. But probably brands like Chanel and Dior, it's a marketing exercise.
So it's purely about profile, because most customers cannot even dream of affording what would be on show this week.
No, absolutely. I certainly don't own any.
And so do they target certain influencers, I presume, to wear their haute couture?
There's a very small crowd.
Yeah. At certain events, or, for example, Taylor Swift, she wore Dior. They both wore Dior at the wedding.
Yes, in fact, she's probably done something no one's done before, in that she may have wore haute couture before it was shown in Paris. And Zendaya yesterday, very famously, wore Schiaparelli a few hours after it was on the runway, but Taylor got her beat.
Yeah, and that is the key, really, isn't it? So it's just all the glamour and the glitz around these events that increase the brand's influence, I guess. So the business case is there for the amount of money they do spend.
Absolutely. But it is worth noting that there are couturiers like Stéphane Rollin and Robert Ossant who do just produce couture. And that's a difficult balance. You know, they're dependent on investment. They're dependent on always being an exciting brand that people want.
Okay.
And it hasn't always worked.
OK. It's fascinating. Robert, thanks. We'll see you again, I'm sure. Robert Ossant there with his history of haute couture, bringing to a close Business Today.